Hello, everyone, and good afternoon from Dubai. Is my audio clear? Am I audible to you?
Yes, Ricky. We can hear you.
Thank you. Welcome to our 76 live webinar. My name is Ricky, and I'm delighted to be here with you alongside the TDCC training team. We are excited to bring you another interesting topic today: building flexibility, teaching children with autism to navigate transition successfully. On behalf of TDCC, we would like to thank our 224 advocates from 20 countries who registered for this session. To those who have joined us live here and on YouTube, thank you for your time and presence. We would like to acknowledge the registrants from Algeria, Armenia, Australia, Belgium, Egypt, France, India, Iraq, Jordan, Kenya, Kuwait, Lebanon, Morocco, Pakistan, Philippines, South Africa, Sri Lanka, UAE, USA, and UK. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Before we begin, let me share a short video about TDCC and our esteemed speaker for today. Thank you.
Welcome to the TDCC Community Live webinar.
TDCC stands for the Developing Child Center located in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, UAE.
Established in 2012. We have been providing personalized support to over 1,000 children. We have 60 dedicated and committed experts, and we work closely with parents and schools to ensure no child is left behind. We think different, we teach different. We empower, not limit children. Labels like autism, dyslexia, and ADHD are not relevant or perceived as disabilities, difficulties, or disorders that limit children's abilities. We believe that brilliance needs difference. The TDCC services are available in English, French, and Arabic. The inclusive educational services nurture and support the developmental and educational needs and help empower each child to reach their full potential. Occupational therapy assists children in performing and achieving important learning and developmental skills they need in life. Psychomotor therapy is a healthcare profession that is based on a holistic view of the person and is involved in the treatment of different disorders. Speech and language therapy assists children who have disorders of speech, language, communication, and swallowing. Psychology provides both educational and clinical services, including counseling and parenting. ABA therapy focuses on improving specific behaviors. It is commonly practiced as a therapeutic intervention for individuals with autism. Specialist learning support. We assist in developing the academic and social development of students who need support in all these areas. And we design and host local and international training and workshops for practitioners, parents, caregivers, and educators. Just like this one today. We have a few rules to follow during the webinar. Please remain muted while the speaker is presenting. Please give your full attention to the presentation. We will be sending you the replay, so you can review it anytime. Please be interactive if the speaker requests your participation. During the question and answer session, we kindly request everyone to type their questions in the chat box and the speaker will address them.
Welcome to the 76th TDCC Community Webinar, Building Flexibility, Teaching Children with Autism to Navigate Transitions Successfully. We are honored to welcome Shareri Zainalian, Head of ABA Therapy Services at the Developing Child Center, as our speaker for today's session. Shareri holds a Master of Arts in Special Education and brings over 17 years of experience in the field of applied behavior analysis. She is a board-certified behavior analyst, BCBA, and internationally recognized as a qualified and certified behavior analyst, QBA, IBA. Her expertise spans across the lifespan from early intervention to adult programs, where she specializes in developing individualized behavior intervention plans, inclusive education strategies, and vocational training programs. Shereri is also certified in skill-based treatment, SBT, Level 4, and actively trains and supervises candidates pursuing RBT, ABAT, IBT, QASPS, and QBA certifications. She is deeply committed to empowering families through parent and caregiver training, and she is well-versed in administering key assessments such as the FBA, VB-MAP, AFLS, ABLLS, and Essentials for Living. Her leadership in ABA program development and dedication to inclusion make her a respected voice in the field, and we're excited to learn from her today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Shereri.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone who's joining from UAE. Good morning and good evening to those who are joining us from a different time zone. I'm very excited to be with all of you today. I'm going to share my screen and start the presentation. So today's session is focusing on practical evidence-based strategies supporting individuals with autism throughout the transition. We'll move from understanding why transitions are challenging to the specific supports that can build independency for that. This is designed for anyone who is working and living with individuals with autism. We will pause throughout the session for case studies and discussions, and I really encourage you to share your experience with us. And towards the end, we will have allocated time for responding to your specific questions. Let's start with a clear definition. When we say transition, most people may think that is moving from one room to another. But for the individual with autism, transitions are much broader than that. A transition can be any changes from what is expected and familiar. This could be stopping an activity, starting a new one, a change was present in the room, or a shift in a routine. The key word over here is familiar. When something shifts away from what the child knows and expects, that is called a transition. Think about it yourself as your morning routine. What would happen if one small step changes in your morning? For example, your coffee is not ready on time, or your usual road to the work is being changed or blocked. That feeling of disruption is what many individuals with autism may experience, with even way smaller scale and changes. This example helps us to relate to what are we going to discuss. Transition applies into way broader criteria, but we are going to cover three main topics today. Let's break it down. First of all, is about activity transitioning, moving from activity preferred to non-preferred activities, from home to school, or subject to subject. A routine changes is less frequently happening, but it is more disruptive, such as a scheduled shift, unexpected events coming up, or different person presenting. Then we have environmental changes, which is a very big change for the child's surrounding that makes things very unfamiliar and less predictable for them. The transition from the smaller school, for example, to the bigger environment, separation from caregivers, loss of a familiar adults, and physical layout. Why transitions are hard? Individuals with autism, when they are into working on something and engaging with something, they will need more time to disengage themselves from the current activity to the next activity. And they may need a little bit of more time to shift their attention on that. Also, routines are creating a lot of safety for them. So knowing what's happening next, that gives them a feeling of safety. But not knowing it can prepare some stress for them. Time concept, which is coming about from the adults that make the transition difficult mostly. Using the words such as later or soon or 5 minutes. Using this kind of wording that may be very vague unless it's been paired with a visual timer or visual schedule that we are going to talk about it next. Communication gaps also are coming from adults that can be verbal instructions only alone without pairing it again with a visual scheduling, for example, maybe unclear or missed or misunderstood. Environmental changes could be as small as the sound or a texture or a lighting or a layout could be stressful for them. A preferred and not to non-preferred activities, that is a very common one that many of you may have a challenge about it. That is stopping something that is fun and starting work. That is also something that it makes the transition challenging. Like any other human being, they also want to be staying in control. And when they don't know what is happening or when they are not able to choose what's coming up next, they may feel that they are losing the control out. Emotional regulation is one important thing that, again, all of us as human, we would want to have it in case that we are facing a challenging situation. Themselves as children with autism, if they do not know how to regulate their emotions when there is a sudden shifts into their schedule, how to regulate themselves, that also make the transitioning challenging for them. And also making choices if there is something coming up unpredictable, and if they are able to make a change choices that, okay, I can do this one instead, that makes it much easier. But if they do not have this ability and skill in them to make a choices and make a decision that what I can do alternatively, that also is another thing that can make it difficult for them. We want to quickly go through the transition stress cycle, what is happening into the children with autism inside and outside what we can see. Obviously, we cannot know what is happening internally because there are a lot of feelings building up that until we will show something, as we call it, early warning sign. Those early warning signs, it could be anything from their body language, from their tone of their voice, from their facial expressions. Suddenly they're withdrawing, suddenly they look gazing or frowning or talking too much. There is something that we can see on their facial expressions is changing, fidgeting or body language is becoming repetitive behaviors. On their volume of their voice, suddenly they might whisper or start talking loudly. These are the things that has been built up internally, emotional that has been built up internally. But because we don't know what is the emotions, but we can see what is showing in their face and in their body and their tone. This is the moment that if we do know our learner, our child, we can intervene and we can start giving them an options and availabilities of the other things in order to not let the behaviors to be escalated. Now, the escalated behavior is a final stage. As we can see that the behavior has been increased, such as crying and yelling and dropping on the floors. It can be these are just an examples that I'm giving you. You might be seeing a lot more than that. These are the behaviors that are onto the level of escalated. There is no place at this stage to teach, to lecture, to talk over a lot. This, you have only one goal at this stage, to de-escalate the behavior. By creating a safe environment for the learner, make sure that they are feeling safe. Everybody around them also are safe to reduce the emotions in them and de-escalate the behavior. After this stage, when the student is finally finish his tantrum and getting the relaxations, and then they're going to go to the recovery phase. During this phase, you are going to give them again a time and space to get ready, and then you are going, as you can see again on their facial expressions, as they're going back to normal again and their body language going back to normal again, then you can gradually introduce your routine again to, let's go back to where they're supposed to go. Here is the most important note during the escalated and the recovery phase. Here in this stage that we are only problem solving. We are not teaching anything. All our teachings about any stages of or any tools and strategies is coming only after that, when the student is calm and ready to receive our instructions and our teachings. Let's see what are the essential supports that we can help them. These I am in the next few slides, I'm going to give you a lot of strategies. How many of them to use, how to use, where to use, all of those are depending on individual students. These are all tools that I'm going to give it to you and I'm going to explain to you what are they. But obviously individual to individuals are different to be used for them. But what is general for all of them, they want to be heard and they want to feel safe and they want to know that they have been acknowledged. How we do that? If they are feeling upset, or if they're verbalizing, or if they're showing any early warning signs of showing that I'm not happy yet, I'm not ready yet. I can see that you're upset now. I know that you cannot, you want to stay at the gym and play basketball, for example. But look, it's time to go. I'm here for you, and I promise you, we can come back again to the gym and play. I acknowledge you. I understand that you are not happy with the situation, but it's time to go. Again, what is going to happen next with different scenarios, we're going to talk about it, but they all want to be heard, like any of us, right? And then, where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I seeing? What is the location? What are the expectations? How long is the expectations? How many of the work I'm supposed to do? These are all the things that they should know step by step. Again, it could be step by step for some individuals. It could be like the whole day schedule for some other individuals, depending on their abilities. Importantly, have a backup plan, especially that times that you're going somewhere, but you're not too sure if that environment, if that place, or that person is available or not. So in these moments, always be prepared for the what if scenario. In case, for example, let's say you're in the school and you want to go with the child to the library, and you're not too sure if the library is open or not. So they can say, look, now we're going from the classroom and we're going to the library, but maybe the library is closed. And if it's closed, we're going to go somewhere else. So you can have two options over there. And then you can keep repeating it with the child as a backup if you're not too sure what's happening next. This is different than about the unprepared and changes that's coming up. We will reach there now. Have a clear rule and expectations, additional strategies. The rules that provide very simple, short, concrete, if you, again, depending on your learner, visual, verbal, or combination of both. Follow this through, start from the morning, keep repeating it, have it consistent of become as a part of a routine of a day to go through the rules and what are we going to have. For example, if you know that there is a specific challenge inside for a transition, keep repeating about those rules. What are we going to do? What are the expectations? What are we going to receive next? Communication as well. Pair your verbal instruction always with visual supports. Pictures, symbols, or written sometimes. These are helping the students that if they are at the moment of escalated behavior, if they're overwhelmed, at least you have the visual schedule to show them as something with pictures that this is, you're here now, and then you're going to go into the next station. We're going to the final destination next. Time and warning. Make sure that, first of all, you have always a visual timer. Either you have a sound timer or you have timers associated with the beeps. Help them to understand how it works, and then give them a countdown from the moment that you're reaching to the activity. Give them a countdown, not in a way of making them stressed, but look, we have 5 more minutes, and then another minute, we have 4 more minutes. And then when it goes all the way down to 10 seconds, make it interactive with them, count down with them from 10 all the way to 0. And then meanwhile, you are giving them also the communication and a visual scheduling, reminding them again with the schedule. Very important strategy, predictability, teaching them the predictability and teaching them that the change is okay, is safe to have a change. So many of these learners, they might think that it's a huge difficulties that has happened, that something has been changed in their schedule, or if I have to go from one space to another space. Social stories can help us to tackle this problem a lot. When you're making the social story for them, make the child as a first character, make his challenge as a challenge, and create the story over there on around that challenge, make a positive outcome out of it. And I'll give you an example about one of my learners a few years ago. This student, whenever he was hearing the word of traveling, he was just lose it. And his parents always had a difficulties and challenge when it was time to go to travel. Always one of them had to stay behind, either mom or dad. They asked us for help. Starting with the social stories, very short sentences, a lot of picture of him being the first character, talking about where are we going, and the whole story of a trip. And he was also having a lot of tantrum as soon as he would see a suitcase coming up, talking about the suitcase, and slowly bringing the suitcase into the different settings. It made him really calm down about it and have a successful trip going. And up until last month that I was talking to mom as well, still going on with the being having perfectly adjusting with the changes of the traveling. So this is very important because as it's been repeated with at home, at school, with throughout everyone else, they will slowly understand that it's okay to have a change. It's safe. There is nothing bad is going to happen to me. Another one is understanding emotion and self-regulations. Again, we are going to teach them with a lot of strategies. Like us, for example, when you're having a challenge, we know how we calm ourselves down. We have something, we pick it up from our toolbox. Either we go for a walk, or either we drink some water, either we sleep, something we do to calm ourselves down. We're going to teach them if they don't have it. It can be as simple as counting down or counting to 10 or taking deep breath or go for a walk or drink a water or dimming the light. We're going to teach them a lot of strategies and they will choose one when the time comes. When they become independent, they will be choosing one or even beyond the toolbox that we have taught them. About the same student who had difficulty with traveling, we were teaching him also a lot of self-regulations with this deep breathing, yoga, meditations, and so on. But after we were teaching him a lot of strategies, he came up with his own finally, that he was calming himself down by talking to himself, saying, "Are you okay, I'm fine." We never taught him that. But by giving him a lot of strategies, he was able to feel how does this feel and finding a way for himself. As we talked about it, also giving choices is important. Give them some controlled choices as we're teaching them also how to make the choices. Also, they can have controlled choices, a small decision to make. And this gives them acknowledge of the feeling while they are maintaining the expectations. Individualization, applying it in all settings, and consistency are the most important thing, even if you're going to apply all the strategies that we are going to talk about today. But if you're going to do it once in a week, you do it at home, you don't do it at school, it's not going to work. We all need to be supporting the students consistently throughout the process, throughout every single transitions at home and at school. We want to stay connected, be individualizing the plan and strategies. Maybe not all of them are needing the picture communication. Maybe some of them we can talk with them. So these are all important to be individualized, and be consistent is the most important thing. It's when we are going to, sometimes I go to the classes and I say, okay, so where is your now and next? And the therapist is finding it out from the bag or from the shelves. No, the now and next is always supposed to be available for the child who is always having difficulties with transitions. All right, another part of the visual supporting that we can have, as we talked about it, as simple as now and next, or it can be a full day schedule, or it could be like the countdown strip, so then a learner will take it off depend on what they like it, or that they can have a choice board with the visual options that they can choose from. Additional practical strategies that we can use it as proactive strategies are transition interaction. Make it fun. While you're walking with the learner, when you're going to transition with the learner from one space to another space, be fun, be silly, be at the age of the child, sing a song, talk. If they are nonverbal, show something on the pictures, make some visual story to talk about. This is making it more enjoyable and also shifting their attention while they're walking. They are going to shift their attention with what we're talking about, what song are we singing together, rather than thinking about, oh, I'm going to this place now. So this is something that can be helpful for them as one of their strategies. Positive pairing, associated with something good. After we finish the work, we can have the snack or something that is as the transition be associated with something positive. Transitioning objects, it's very, very important. This one is important. Note, because we are building independence of the students, not dependency. So when I'm talking about transitioning option, you need to make sure that you use it properly, not adding another problem to our problems that the child is not let go of a toy or something that they have. But sometimes that they might need a fidgety toy or something that they will be handling with them while they're transitioning. But that should be a clear rule that when they finish the transition, they will give it to us as a, like, it's my turn now. So it will be given to us. It's very important and thin line. If you do not know or you do not have that confidence yet how to do this, don't, because it can have an opposite side effect that the child will be being dependent on that object. Reinforce the flexibility while you're walking, and then while you see that the child is having an excellent transition, praise them and look at you, you're doing amazing, you're walking so nicely, I'm so proud of you, and then reinforce it as soon as you reach to the destinations. Sensory support as well. Some of the learners might be having difficulties with the noisy environments. So having some noise cancellations, headphones, or some fidgety or slimes or something that sensory, it can calm them down throughout the transitions can help. Let's say that we did all we said we were talking about now, the last 3-4 slides. We did all of those practice strategies. Consistently, individualized, right, in the proper way, and nothing has worked. Now the child has reached to the escalated behavior. Remember, we talked about the escalation of the behavior comes from the early, from internal feelings, comes to the early warning signs on the facial expressions and body language, goes all the way to the escalated behavior. Okay, now what to do? First thing, safety. Reduce audience, peers, other adults, make sure that the room and environment is safe. Ask for help if you need one, because you also need to stay calm. Second, acknowledge feeling. I see that you're upset. I'm so sorry to see that you're upset. I know how much you wanted to go to the gym. I'm really sorry that is not available at the moment. Giving acknowledgement, empathy, and sympathy that can give them a little bit of, okay, somebody is hearing. And please do not misunderstand and say, oh, but my student will not understand that. Everybody will understand that. Even if they're speaking in another language with them, they will understand it, because what they want to hear and what they will hear at that moment is not what language you're saying, is what you are saying and your tone, your posture, your facial expression. This is all talking to them. So you want to show them that I'm there for you. You stay calm, body posture, relaxed body posture, neutral tone, supportive. Your gesture, be supportive next to them. Model self-regulation strategy. While you're sitting there, remember we were teaching them already how we do these strategies of the self-regulation. Try different methods, maybe counting down wouldn't work. Maybe deep breathing would work. Maybe offering some a walk or water would work. So try different ways and different strategies as if you're going forward. Reduce verbal load is very important during the escalation. We don't want to blame, we don't want to threat, we don't want to ask questions, we don't want to give them reasoning. Again, this is escalated time. It is nothing to do with teaching, it's nothing to do with lecturing. Reduce your talking, and what you're going to use now instead, you're going to use your visuals. And that's not constant. You're going to observe your child and see, okay, now maybe I can just remind again. Something even as simple as pointing to the picture rather than even saying, now we are going to the mat. No, you can just even point to the picture. And you will see, observe their reaction. Even if they start screaming again, step back. If you see that they are ready, okay, now we are going. Whenever you're ready, then we can go. I'm here for you whenever you're ready. No push, no rush. Do not rush them at all throughout this process. Using your visual cues a lot and offer alternatives and see again all of these steps that we're talking about throughout the reactive strategies. For every step before you do it, you're going to observe your learner first to see what stage are they on their early warnings, or are they are still on escalation, or are they on recovery phase. And based on that, you're going to assess the situation and offer alternative. Do you want to go for a walk first? Do you want to go to I know that we cannot go to the gym at the moment. I'm so sorry for that. But hey, we can go for a walk, or we can go to the computer lab. You want to go there before we go to the classroom? Offer these kind of things, soft, supportive. I'm there for you, right? And allow them time. Don't rush, as I mentioned. And when they are ready, and you know when they are going to be ready, when they are ready, then you can reintroduce again. Once they're calm, show your visual support again, help them through the process, encourage them. I'm sure you can do it. Let me help you do it. Encourage them to walk with you throughout the transitions. Okay, now we talked about why the transition is difficult. We talked about their feelings and emotions and what we can see as behaviors. We talked about a lot of strategies that we can use proactively. We talked about what to do if nothing worked. Now we're going to go through case studies together. And these are all real case studies. And I would like to have your participation here before I go to the next slide and suggest the step-by-step strategies. These are all real cases. The first one is activity transition. During free play, 7-year-old Adam is happily building with Lego. His favorite activity, Lego, his favorite activity. Someone draw a line on our presentation. When the teacher announces that it is time to stop and begin writing practice, Adam immediately avoids eye contact, says, "No, I'm not done." As the teacher approaches, he sweeps the Legos pieces off the table, drops to the floor, cries loudly, and when prompted again, he kicks the chair and tries to run towards to the toy shelf. The class routine requires moving from play to work, but this transition consistently leads to escalation. What should adults do? Share with me, what do you think we should do? Anyone would like to share in this situation? Obviously, yes, someone says that the teacher needs to be calm first. Completely correct. That is the most important thing. As much as we can understand their body language, they can understand our body language as well. It's okay. Sorry about the drawing. It's okay. You can just erase it. Move the child to the safe place. So here is a time that the child is not ready to walk and is not ready to transition. And if we want to help him physically, maybe that will be adding another layer to the escalated behavior. But yeah, we can make sure that the surrounding is safe. We can reduce other people in that escalated behavior and reducing the audience. But then moving the child, maybe there would be a time that wouldn't be complying with us to come with us to another environment. Yes, use a timer, use priming before exactly. Using the lots of prior to the time ends, having a lot of alarm before that. Exactly. Stay calm and explain again. Very good. FCT to ask for more time. Very nice. Excellent. Use a timer. Bravo. Okay. Yes, give a time to play for Lego for 2 to 5 minutes. Then let the child know that the time has finished to go to the work. Countdown. Perfect. Awesome. These are great. Social stories before and after the transition. Yes, this is all the social stories. It can be done even throughout the day at home, at nighttime story, and on the bedtime. This is all the timing that we can do the social stories is endless. Give transitioning warning. That's very correct. Okay, now let's see what we did throughout this transition for the learner, and then what other things we can do. So firstly, as soon as you know, get prepared. Okay, be ready as soon as you know. So this is about moving from a preferred activity to the non-preferred activity. And you know that this learner loves Lego. Give a lot of, as soon as we start playing with the Lego and before we go, okay, now math time is finished. We're going to Lego. And then when you reach the Lego, okay, now we're at the Lego. And then after Lego, we have writing time. And then you have your timer as well with you. You have your visual timer. How much we have time for the Lego? We have 5 minutes. Look, when the sand timer goes down, that means the time is up. And then we're going to the activity. We are going to the writing activity, ensuring understanding. After Lego, where are we going? We're going to the writing activity. Where are we going? So first you ask the question, you respond, and then you ask again. If your learner is verbal, you would say writing. If it's not verbal, then you can point into the picture. So you're going to start early. When I'm saying prepare early, I mean that you have all your tools at all time. Your visual schedules, now, and then all the pictures as well is important to be there, right? Because there are so many things that we are transitioning. Sometimes I'm seeing some teachers, we are transitioning and the specific picture is not there. So this is something important to always have all the necessary pictures with us. Ensure understanding. Okay, so when we're going to the room, then he starts playing with the Lego. And as many of you mentioned, okay, we got 4 more minutes for the Lego, and then you're going to go again with your visual. After Lego, what are we doing? We're going to go to the writing. So this is the step is going to be prepared, repeated on 4th minute, 3rd minute, 2nd minute, 1st minute, and then when it goes down to 30 seconds, hey, look, we got 30 more seconds, and then we're going to go to the writing activity, and then, okay, 10, 9, 8, all the way to 1. Okay, time's up. So now where are we going? We're going to the time to the writing activity. Here, you're observing a child. This moment of the end, you're going to pause and observe. Either your student or your child is ready and perfectly transitioning with you, perfect, no problem with that. But there will be a time that starts like, or just like saying or showing with the body language, with the facial expressions, or saying no to you. Then in this moment, as soon as we see the early warning sign, again, remember, this is the moment that we can intervene. This is a small, short window that we have, because from the early warning sign to the escalated behavior is about 5 seconds. That moment, as soon as you say time's up and it starts showing something as an early warning sign, You can say, oh, okay, fine. I can see that you want to play more. Okay, do you want another 30 seconds or you want another 1 minute? If your learner is verbal understanding of the time, then you can do that. Otherwise, we can offer a specific time. You'll say, oh, okay, I can see that you are not ready yet. Okay, I'll give you another minute, and then we will move. And during this time as well, during this extended period, you are still going to apply the same strategies. Okay, after 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and showing your visual schedule as well. And then when we say time's up, this is time's up, we're going. Now, here again, we got two options. See, look, our important goal is that we don't want the child to reach the escalated behavior, but also we don't want to bribe the child. Stop giving a lot of choices. Okay, I'll give you another minute, another minute. No, do not do that. You're just extending it once because you want them to have a feel of control. Oh, I didn't move from the time that you wanted me to go. I extended it and I am in control of it. Fair enough. So do not keep negotiating and moving and adding up into the timing because then it becomes a bribing. When this time is over, again, we have two options. Either your child is ready, and then now, because most of the time, my learners are ready. And I can encourage them at this time. Hey, look, I know that we can do it. Come on, let's finish it fast, and then we can come back again here. A lot of positive pairing, right? And then we can come back and play again together. Don't worry about it. I promise you, we're going to come back and honor your promise. This is one option. Second option is that, okay, you extended the time, you have used your visual schedules a lot, you have used your timer, and now again, the child is not ready. So you don't want to reach the battle. You don't want to continue the battle. So here is a, again, thin line. If you know, remember we talked about the object, transitioning object. We can say, you know what? Why don't we just take few of the toy, few of the blocks of the Lego to the table, and then we're going to start working the with the writing task, right? So most of the time in this moment, it absolutely works super well. And this is my last trial I always do with the learners. Um, and then he cleans up the other activities, other Legos, and he brings 2, 3 pieces. When he comes at the table, I allow to work for to play for about 10, 20 seconds. Okay, my turn now. Let's finish the writing activity, and then we can play with the Lego. Take it away. Don't let them again work with that. So now we have done a lot of balancing into the controlling, right? It's not only you are in control or not only him being in the control. Here is very important that we are not going to use any threatening words. If you don't come now, I will not let you go to the I don't know, playground. We're not threatening the child. We are only telling them what are we expecting them to do. I want you please stand up and walk with me to the writing activity. I'm sure you can do it. Let me help you. I promise you, I will help you to finish it and continue, and I'll help you to finish it fast. A lot of small choices for them to feel control as well, right? So this is one scenario as we talk about the transition from preferred to non-preferred activity. If there is no question here, I'm going to go to the next scenario as we have the routine changes. Here we have Ali. This is also a real case study. Obviously, all the names here, genders, places, everything has been changed, obviously. Only the scenario is accurate. So Ali is 7 years old, communicating his feelings and needs in short sentences, loves sport at the school gym. He used to have PE last term, but not this term. He experiences daily meltdown during the transitions between locations and wants to go to the local gym. These behaviors are not observed in the presence of his usual LSA. However, when a different adult supports him, the behavior occurs consistently. This becomes a challenge when his regular LSA is absent and another adult must be presenting and taking over. What do you think we should do here? Any idea? If you can share with me your opinion. This is about the child that when the routine changes, there are two changes here now. That first, the PE is not disturbed, but the very immediate, unexpected change for him is that he comes to the school and suddenly he sees his LSA is not there. And he follows the instruction from his previous LSA, from his regular LSA. But if any new adult comes, he just want to go run to the gym. Visual scheduling, yes. What do you think we should do as preventive strategies first? Like we know that we had this experience that when the regular LSA is absent, he has these problems, these transitions problems. But what can we do to prevent such situations first? And then we can talk about the reactive situations. There was a replacement of PE. Yes, there was music this term for the PE. And then again, they have the PE next term on the term 3. If we know in prior that usual LSA isn't there, inform the parents. Correct, we could do that, but there are many times that that's a very true fact. But then there are many times that we don't know, and then they just inform us in the morning that I'm sorry, I'm sick, I cannot come. Somebody very nice, uh, Lakshmi, right? Absence of generalization. Beautiful point that has been mentioned. Absolutely correct. We need to use the same verbal prompt as the old LSA. Yeah, and then using a different way, going back. This way, we are not solving the problem. Yes, we can do that, but we're not solving the problem. We want the child to be independently and generalizing the skill towards any other adults, right? And we can avoid it for one day. Yeah, we can change our route to somewhere else, but it's not solving the problem. Yes, visual schedule and social stories. Right, generalization. Exactly. All right, let's go ahead. So what we did for this learner, we knew that as the past experience, a lot of changes has been happening with with the new adult leader. The first step that we had done, we wanted to take the preventive strategies. How we did that? We paired the new person with the old LSA, and we made them, of course, use the same language, same um, visual scheduling, everything was the same, but we paired the presence of another person in the presence of the old LSA, right? So we were planning ahead of time in order to not having to deal with the reactive strategies. And then slowly we faded the old LSA, walking away, hiding somewhere else, and then allowing this transition to happen smoothly by the new LSA. This worked super well, and now the strategies, the learner is just working and going all the different places with the new LSA, and then they're switching different LSAs with her, and she's following the instructions. However, there are times that still she wants to go to the gym. Now, let's go and see what we can do. As always, be prepared. Your now and next, your visual scheduling, always be there. Engage before directing. As soon as you see the child in the morning, have it as a positive note. Good morning. I'm glad to see you today. Make it as a fun. Remember, we talked about interaction. Either have a conversation on the way to walk, or a play or sing a song together, make it fun together. And then give a small choices. Do you want to carry the bag or you want to carry the water bottle? Do you want to walk with me or you want to walk with Miss Sarah, for example? Do you want to go from the stairs or you want to go from the elevator? Small choices for them to make, right? And we do not want to eliminate the problem by changing the path. Yes, changing the path definitely makes us have the easy transition. However, you're not solving the problem by that. And the child can run any minute to the gym area. Okay, and then while we're walking, while we're engaging, while we're giving them some choices, we're gonna read through our now and next schedule and talking over specifically about this learner I'm talking about because she's verbal and she understands you could use visuals. Talking about the what we have, where are we going? Do we have PE this term? No. Do we have PE? No, but we have music this term. And these are, and then asking for confirmation a lot and a lot. And then are we, when you're going from the staircase, are we going to the gym? No, we are going to the classroom. This PE is PE is next term. This time we have music, and it's all good. I know how much you love music. Why don't we sing a song together? Or sorry, gym. How about like go and play something inside the classroom or in the playground together, right? Something as engaging, reconfirmation. You're showing your visual schedules. Um, you're giving small choices continuously. You're giving the predictability to the learner, and then as you're walking with the learner, meanwhile you are looking at the early warning sign for this specific learner. As soon as we were going up to the stairs, uh, his early warning sign was while they're turning to change the to go to the next floor, looking at the gym means that he wants to run to the gym. What I am prepared in this moment because I know my learners early warning signs. Remind again, encouragement a lot. Let's show me that how as fast you can go from this steps. You're doing amazing. Look at you. You're so well. Show me that. Show me this encouragement and this shifting their attention from there. Most of the time, 90% of the time at the moment is completely working. There are times that it comes with escalation, maybe one out of 50 times or 20 times, it comes with the escalation. The escalation means that you do all of this that you're supposed to do, you keep repeating it everywhere, but it's still happening because the student is still on the process of learning to accept the changes, and it's okay to have the changes. Until now that now she's okay into accepting a new person, but until now she's not ready to accept that there is no PE this term, although yeah, and because he loves PE, right? So when the escalation moment comes, again, we stop everything. Just child safety, your safety, everybody else around safety. If you need help, you ask for help. You stop lecturing, reduce your talking, you use your visual scheduling, prioritize your regulations, and then once it's been de-escalated, you remember a lot, very important, the emotional regulation strategies. You want to drink some water, or you just don't even ask, just give them the water bottle. If they want, they will drink it. If not, they will keep it away. Start by deep breathing, you deep breathe and let them do that as well. Don't force them. Maybe this is not the strategy that they want to use at that moment. Once it's been the recovery phases and the child is calm, reintroduce again your transition, walk nicely, encourage them that you're doing it very well. Once you reach, make a happy and reinforcing environment for them to be able to forget what has happened. All right, next. So yes, in this case, generalization was one of the important things as well. And then also a lot of social stories and understanding that it's okay to have a changes and preparing for the future of having different people working with her, that is with him as well was something that we were working on. Okay, another case that we have the environmental changes. This is also a real case. So we have Mariam is an 8-year-old verbal student who recently moved to a new school. Since the transition, mornings have become extremely difficult. At drop off, Mariam clings tightly to her mother, refuses to let her go, and begs to go back home. If mother leaves, Mariam does not enter any classroom and remains outside and crying. By around 9:30 to 10 a.m. each day, she is asking staff to call mother to pick her up. Parents reported this never happened in her previous school, which was much smaller and more familiar for her. The new school is nearly double the size with more students, noises, and movements. Despite previously independent, Mariam now appears overwhelmed, anxious, and unable to settle into the new environment. What should be done in this situation? Share with me. What do you think we should do? So this learner has a difficulty with transitioning from smaller school to the bigger school. And as he went to the new school this year, she went to the new school this year, having a lot of difficulty and staying into school or even entering the classroom. This is a big environmental change. Anybody likes to share? Let her enter into the small classroom with less number of peers along with the parents. Yeah, that could be an option. Anyone else would like to share? First and then prepare the child beforehand using pictures. Good. Yes. Provide pickup and drop off and maybe yearly offenders. Visit the school before. Very good. Visit the school before. That's a very good point. Before familiarizing, that's correct. Pairing with the therapist and having some preferred choices. Bravo. That's all very good answers. Shorter hours in the new school. Prepare the child before the changes with the visual of the school. Absolutely correct. Transitions should be slow. Right. Okay, that's all of those answers are making sense and they are correct. Now let's combine all the things that we can do for this learner to have a smoother transition for them. Not only in the school, in any specific environment changes, anything that can be as a big transition for them. The goal in the big transitioning is to build a trust and increase the tolerance for the new setting, wherever it is. As many of you has mentioned, prepare for the big changes beforehand, showing them videos, show them on the map, take them to the new school to see it, make some fun activities inside the school, let them familiar with the environment, and when the child comes into the arrival environment and arriving first, already knowing the place as from before, and then maybe we can introduce one adult at a time or one person at a time. And also very importantly, when they arrive, show them immediately that where is the space, who is the person, and where is the space that I can just go and ask for help, or I can call my mom to come and pick me up. So that would be the immediate thing, because we want them to feel safe. We don't want them to feel trapped in the school. So the first thing we are going to identify is safe, familiar space, and a person. And then on the arrival plan, we are going to show them one familiar person, communicate with them, pair with them, talk about their what they like to do, and bringing activities and games around the child's interests, showing a lot of now and next. Now we are here, next we're going to walk together. Where do you want to go? Again, giving a lot of choices. Here in the big changes, the very important to make any first a strong relationship, not giving any demand at the beginning. How are you going to make a relationship? By giving the child the feeling of a trust. How are you going to give that? By honoring when you are promising something on the spot. When you say when we finish this, we're going to go to, when the timer goes off, we're going to playground. Even if the time goes off and the child is engaging in something else, don't say, oh, okay, he's still, she's doing the activities now, let them finish. No, inform them that, hey, look, the time is up. Do you want to continue or you want to go to playground? So even if he wants to continue, at least this is slowly building the bricks of a trust for the child, that I can trust this person. Whatever they say, they are staying to their wording. So this relationship is very important. Safety, rapport, no demand at the beginning. And then you're going to provide structural choices. Okay, so first you want to go to the gym or you want to go to the library, and slowly these changes are going to be changed into, okay, you want to do writing first or you're going to go do math first. But that is coming to the later stages, keeping a lot of predictability and contrast for them. Now we're going to do this, next that, and then later we're going to do that. And that depends again on the learner. What is their ability? Maybe they want to do the whole day schedule for themselves. And honor the time that you're promising. Again, use a timer, use a lot of visual that is helping them to also understand, especially that they might be overwhelming environment. And then slowly and gradually expose them to the new person, new setting, new area, one by one. Don't overwhelm them with a lot of people and a lot of areas. Let them feel familiar with the area, with the specific person, feel the bonding with the peers, with the adults, and then slowly add up into that. And again, if they do require specific support during the transition for the sensory, such as crowds or sensory or noise cancellation, we can offer it to them. A lot of emotional validation and acknowledging the feeling. These are all important to have it at all time. And then we reach the separation plan. Never disappearing, the familiar people disappearing without telling them where you are going, because then you are the only one that they know in that environment. And if you're going to disappear, they're going to feel lost and leaving the whole trust and feeling stress again. Tell them, you can stay with Miss Sarah. I'm going to this specific place. I may come back in 30 minutes or 1 hour time. You can always call me. You can ask Miss Sarah to call me. So these are all building bricks of a trust for the learner. And then if the anxiety arises, always listen to them. Remind them that they can trust you and they can hear you. You can talk to them and you will honor it. Now, by now they know that you will honor it, right? And always finish all of these experiences, even it ended with the escalation of the behavior. Always ended with the positive exposure and positive success at the end of the day. The whole goal for the big changes, first safety, then building a good relationship, and then give them a lot of predictability, let them familiar with the environment, give them a small controls, and gradually expose them to the different areas. All right, now we are gonna go with the last slide and then talking about, okay, now we have done about all of the predictive strategies. We have done a lot of proactive strategies and a lot of reactive strategies. Now, what we can do as a long-term flexibility and teaching them independency is small, very start very small, sorry. And our ultimate goal is to teach them independency, okay? How we can start it small, such as, for example, if he's always having oranges for the snack time, you can offer the apple juice and see, wait and pause how they are feeling about it. If they're getting anxious, immediately pass on his old juice, but then giving these small changes, they can give them, oh, okay, that's fine. But then it's fine to have a different changes. It's safe. Color pencil, changing of the worksheet order, the eating spot. These are small changes, and then it doesn't have to be long. You can just do this for 1 second first, and then give it back to give them the original, and then slowly and gradually building up into these smaller changes. Make mystery activities such as surprises that something fun is coming up. For example, on your usual now and next activity, suddenly at 2 p.m. you're going to put a question mark, or you're going to put something else as, I don't know, like a stickers or something that the child likes. Something unpredictable, but making sure that it's something that the child likes and it is fun. So this mystery is as an activity that you're going to do with the learner, slowly is going to make them get familiar and friend with the changes and something that they don't know what's going to happen. Building tolerance is important as well. That again, that the building tolerance, again, it comes with a lot of reading social stories and talking to them through it, and with all of those strategies of mystery and switching activities that can all help them to tolerate about it. By about the switching activities, you can just have like during the activities either at home or in the school, you can just say, oh, what about we, instead of doing math today, we're going to at this hour, instead of doing math, we're going to do writing. What do you think? So, and see, or not even academic, instead of eating this, we're going to eating something else. So we'll start doing a little bit of switching as well of the activities. Again, always observe. We do not want the child to reach the escalated behavior. We want them to calm down. And while we see the early warning signs, we say, okay, fine, now we can go back to what you want. And then slowly making these changes longer and longer. And teaching them as well the decision making we talked about it is very important because they can make a change choices when they are facing an unexpected, and by building the independence is through the successful experiencing and gradually increasing the challenges for them. All right, let's reach the questions. Anybody has questions, we can go ahead and answer a few. Okay, any question? All right. I hope that this was, I'm very glad to hear that it was informative. I hope that you were able to go home with the good strategies and make sure that you're individualizing your support and using it in all area at home and at the school environment, and use it consistently. I'm glad that you were enjoying it, and I really hope that you have a good tool to use now. All right. Well, you missed the first 25 minutes. I'm sure that they will be sending, you will be receiving the recorded session. Yeah. Okay, everyone.
Thank you very much, Shararia, for that very informative session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today and on YouTube Live. We appreciate your time and participation. We will surely send you the recording. We would like to invite you for another webinar on February 20 to be hosted by the Occupational Therapy Department. Topic will be primitive reflexes and neurodevelopment, how occupational therapy supports neurodivergent children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good morning, evening, and night. I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.